Having completed this little section here, I now come to what's apparently known as the famous stall on the wall, established in 2009. And apparently what it is, I believe, is this box has little goodies in it, and it uses the honor system. You take what you want and pay for it. Welcome to the famous stall on the wall. Please pay using the honesty box by decree of the Emperor Hadrian. And so there you are. How clever that is. Very nice. Apparently he finds that to be a lot of fun, whatever it is he's doing. Here's a sign letting us know there's a temporary toilet ahead. For me, most of the toilets are temporary. This is the Bleaton farm, but this is a great deal of what I had hoped to experience, was just being out in rural countryside of northern England. How different and counterpoint in my mind to this analogy in China. This is Old Wall Cottage with a couple of lion artifacts, maybe the remains of a third. Lots of pretty flowers. Right down the walkway, right down the pathway. This continues the path of the wall, a little bit elevated from this side down here. That may have been the vallum, I don't know. It may not even be anything related to the wall. But I believe this is the path, since the archaeologist had a note there saying don't walk in a single file, blah blah blah, so you don't create one compacted muddy track. Such pretty flowers. Okay, Hadrian's wall path goes from my left, that I've just come up, to my right, which I'll be traveling on. But notice that this is a public right-of-way going up to Lavendale. But look at the size of it. You have to imagine that at one time this was a regular road for some purpose. These huge trees planted alongside the road for some purpose. That's the bridle path we were looking at. I wonder what the attic of that house holds, whether it's just some more nice little rooms, or whether there's wonderful secrets of the past in it. So the terrain's gotten a little bit more hilly, which is nice. And here I hope I'm within an hour of Sandysikes, but a very pretty, tranquil. But this stone wall, if you will, with the stream is worn through, kind of validates the availability of stone for the Romans, that red sandstone, not to mention the tombstones we see in the churches. And you can see that there were times when the water really was cranking, because there's this whole ledge starting from here all the way over to there, including the falls. So here I am at Sandysikes farmhouse and bed and breakfast and bunkhouse. I'll be staying in the bunkhouse. That's just more than adequate for me. this is the house, and I'm not showing you the view yet, saving that for last. Beautiful grounds, of course, and now, for the real thrill, the view. Now I'll do a telephoto of this so that we get to see more of what's in the distance. That should be good right there. This old tree is funky. It's out next to one of the outbuildings. I'm just going to pan up through it slowly. Imagine all the things it's seen with regard to the history of this place. Now this is a bunch of little critters that have been just hung up here after they've died, I assume. Looks too orderly to be non-human, although shrikes as a bird do things similar to this. Now this is interesting. You wonder if it was designed this way. I suppose it was, where they dug it down in order to put that good retaining wall up, and perhaps this serves as a drainage ditch. And this is the entrance to the Sandysikes Bunkhouse. And over here is campers washing, which I don't know what that is. But anyway, this building, which may be the guest building, stands directly on top of the wall. She commented how funny that is that people do that, but when you think about it, that would have been a very compact base for a foundation and for a building. Notice the detail of this door, the shape of it, particularly at the top. Not only designed to be aesthetically interesting, but I think what it does is that this left side locks in against the stone wall itself, where the stone is also incised to accommodate that door. Same thing on the right side. And I bet you 10 to 1 that stone was used as a base for a swinging door. Here are the showers. More than adequate. Huh? Loo? It's always fun to look at old places and imagine why it was and when it was and who did it. These little side appurtenances or buildings that have been attached and over time, like that little one, and probably this section right here probably gave a bedroom space, if you will, and then this little room here for storage. Just wide enough to do what they wanted without blocking the entranceway. And this may well have been a locking device, so that when the door, when there was one here, closed, you would swing that over, put that into a little ring, and that would hold the door in place, or the gate. And here is a water closet, in addition to the other one. Nice big one. Again, simple, but more than adequate. So we're now in the bunkhouse, which is very nicely done. Even curtains to subdivide those bunks. And then over here on this side is the kitchen. And the bathroom, which I showed you, and old kitchen furniture, if you will. But here's what's interesting. Choose that one because it's got a chair and that light. But this is what's interesting, is this little room right here. The fireplace, all the old stuff, a canteen. Neat.